Oh my God. Is headline news is absolutely not deep analysis. It's not in-depth news. I see some best way we can, but it's not headline news. It's you are so yeah, let's jump right in because we just it's a lot to go on. Faragani, what's new and good? What's the good news in your personal life, in your family, in your community, in the world? Drop that in the comments. And Faragani, what were we doing the last time? Were we doing Kaumba? I think we had finished Kaumba because I think it was only 2 paragraphs in Kaumba. So that means that we're moving on to faith. So Habaragani, what's the word for today? The Nguzo Saba? It is Imani, faith. To believe, this is one of my favorites, the definition of it, to believe with all our hearts in our parents, our teachers, our leaders, our people, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. And I always like to add the ancestors and the babies yet to come, to the list because I like to detail as much as I can. So let's see what the essay has to say about what we wanted about Imani. Let me hit the right link. We're coming off of this essay comes off of endarkment.com, and this is their essay on the Kwanzaa principles. They have one essay on each Kwanzaa principle. So we're gonna jump right into Imani, faith. Okay, it's more than one. The 7th principle is faith, which is essentially a profound belief in and commitment to all that is of value to us as a family, a community, people, and culture. So anything that's valuable to us, I believe in it. I kind of like that. If it's valuable to us, then I believe in it. Is it for me? Then I believe in it. If yeah, we don't even have to say the other part of it. In the context of African spirituality, it begins with a belief in the creator and in the positiveness of the creation, and logically leads to a belief in the essential goodness believe in essential goodness and possibility of the human personality. For in all African spiritual traditions, from Egypt on, it is taught that we are in the image of the Creator and thus capable of ultimate righteousness and creativity through self mastery and development. So, ultimate righteousness and creativity, ultimate righteousness and ultimate creativity through self development and self mastery. Oh, I love that. In the context of positive support. Therefore, a faith in ourselves is key here. A faith in our capacity as humans to live righteously, self correct, support, care for, and be responsible for each other, and eventually create the just and good society. I like it. Okay, so that's Imani. So later on, when I say Habaragani, you say Imani, Imani, faith, Imani. Okay. Let's see what the Buddha have to say. This is a segment called Yo Buddha, what up though? I think that's what we're gonna call it right now. Yo Buddha, what up though? Let's see if there's any upliftment for us here. Irrigators direct the water. Fletchers fashion the shaft. Carpenters bend the wood. The wise control themselves. So what's your craft? What are you a master of? If you're not a master of yourself, what you out here doing? That's what the Buddha's saying. Control yourself, manage yourself, work on yourself, develop yourself, control yourself, be wise. Okay, so I like it. Let's proceed with the news feed. So I was just looping back through to see if there was anything else, as though I don't have enough with 12 million days of not being here. So give me 1 second and see if it's anything here. Wise words. Yeah, I like that. Jay-Z, unhappy, made in America, leaving Philip. 11 athletes. Oh, 11 athletes you didn't know were vegan. They got a picture of Serena Williams on here. While you might think veganism is reserved for celebrities, switching to an entirely plant based diet has quickly infiltrated the world of sports. In recent years, it seems as though more and more athletes have begun to adopt a vegan diet. But how can a professional athlete maintain a rigorous workout schedule and be a vegan? Propaganda. Um, According to PETA, athletes can adopt a vegan diet without worrying about being malnourished or unable to build and maintain muscle. Of course, they can. And obviously, many athletes, pea protein has become popular amongst athletes. Pea protein. Um, Below is a list of world famous athletes you didn't know were vegan. Venus Williams follows a strict raw vegan diet. I did not know. Who knew? Did you know? I didn't know. Um, After being diagnosed with Sjogren's syndrome in 2011, the famous tennis star transitioned to a raw vegan diet. Okay, I like to hear that the Journal Truth. It's spelled S. I don't know how it's spelled. Let me see if I can find it. ERGEN. It's still the back because we got to. Oh, I can't thing. Okay. So what's life? I'm gonna get. I am bad because it's taking for cider buffering, and I'll hold until you say one. But 'cause that's all I got for that. So let me go into the articles, my regular news feed where I've already sorted through and analyzed. I didn't really analyze, I just sorted through. The IRS is set to deny passport renewal to hundreds of thousands of Americans who owe taxes. Now, I've kind of been interested in following this whole tax situation as it pertains to Black people. It seems like a lot of Black, famous, wealthy Black people end up having tax problems. Like it seems like it's a redistribution of wealth. And then when you start talking about taking away people's passports or not granting them passports due to tax problems, it seems. Hey, zero. Am I back now? I came totally out of the stream and had to pick up the stream. I really don't know what to do. I need my own personal tech person who's going to work for free and follow me around and give me, technical support. So I've been like interested in this whole tax thing in terms of redistributing Black wealth back into the government, which to me is just white people. In America is 1% who enslaved Africa. It's like all the same group to me. So denying people passports seems like a way of cutting down on your wealth, your resources, your mobility, your opportunity to like live and be free. That's what it feels like to me. Papa John is distancing itself from its controversial founder. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? But he still has a stake worth more than 500 million in the company. That's what I always think about when they fire the owner. When they fire these rich people who have a stake in the business, they continue to make money on these businesses. So it's like, oh, they fired him, so but as soon as you are like, okay, they fired him, so I'm going to keep patronizing Papa John's, you're still supporting the same person. He's still making money. And they move around and connect with each other and merge and split and do all of this stuff. It seems like unless you know who you paying your money to, you always supporting some bullshit. That's how I feel. Unless I'm giving my money to my sister friend who I know, I don't know who these people are and what they about. They, for the most part, 9 times out of 10, aren't they about bullshit? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just wondering. I don't know. That's my theory. What do you think? Serena Williams could be called to testify in Father Richard Williams' divorce hearing. The man is 76. He was married or is married to a woman who was maybe 36 or 46. I can't really remember. But, it sounds like he might be experiencing some mental health stuff. I'm not really sure. They said that he was a little incoherent in court and they couldn't really figure out what he was saying. That's the sense that I got from the article. His wife seems much younger than him. I mean, I'm just saying his, yeah, I didn't know. I thought he was with Serena's mama. I guess that just goes to show you how much I know. We ain't know, is it Venus or Serena? Who was the vegan? I forgot already. We ain't know one of the girls was a raw vegan. We ain't know they daddy was with a baby girl. And yeah, so it's a lot we don't know. It's because we busy minding our own business. There's a Japanese product, Venus. Okay. Oh, Venus, the old sister. Okay, there's the oldest sister that we know because I think they're the babies of the siblings. There's a Japanese product that will help you to clean your belly button, and it's basically a Q-tip. Now, I didn't realize that not cleaning your belly button was a thing. I thought you just wipe it with soap in your washcloth and you clean it. Maybe my belly button isn't clean. I didn't know we needed special tools to clean our belly buttons. I mean, what's going on? Did y'all use a special? I don't know. Maybe it depends. But if you have a, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, just so you know, if you're looking for something special to clean your belly button, there is a Japanese product that will help you. A Hawaii police officer was shot and killed during a traffic stop by a driver who is still on the run. Right, I use my washcloth. Has anyone told you that your belly button is really dirty? Yuck, your belly button is disgusting. Um, what was interesting to me about this is that basically every other day I see stories that go across my news feed of some black person or some group of black people who have been assaulted, shot, killed, threatened with guns, beat, all of this other stuff. And then this is the first time you do have to remember to get into the folds. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Um, this is the first time. I can't remember the last time I heard a story about a police officer getting shot. So I feel like it just reinforces this idea that one, when you sign up to be a police officer, you're signing up for a dangerous job where you could get shot. But two, how often do we even hear it? Like for somebody to be like, Black Lives Matter, well, Blue Lives Matter, oh, you're attacking the police. It's kind of like, y'all don't even have no issue. As dangerous as your job is, we never really hear of anybody out here, dogging y'all out. Like, anyway, that's all I thought. I'm like, when do we ever, hey, stop the BS? No. When do we ever hear about ridiculous? Right. When do we ever hear about that? I mean, rest in peace to the person who was shot and killed, and to all people who have been shot and killed. Because or killed, period. Just may all the souls that are transition in as much peace and with as much. The wife of Venus's dad is 38. Yeah, she young. How old is he? 76? 38, 48, 58, 68, 78. So she's like half his age. Is that right? Yeah. That's something. 75, same thing. Same thing. I don't know why I care. I guess the oldest husband I had was 20 years older than me, but I don't know. Yeah. Um, Nobody wants to buy the world's largest. They were married 7 years. Yeah, 7 years but they have a baby. They have like a 6-year-old or something, right? And it sounds like the whole story sounded really chaotic and confusing, like there were guns, and he was like accusing her of having his child around somebody who was unstable. And, it sounded like very messy. It did, like when I see Venus and Serena, they seem to have such dignified comportment. They just seem to carry themselves like they're just above the mess and the drama and the chaos and confusion. But looking at that story, it was like, oh my gosh, what, whoa, whoa, whoa. It seemed like it was a lot going on. So yeah, that's that. Okay, nobody wants to buy the world's largest log cabin. I was like, well, how large is the world's largest log cabin? Like, what are we talking about here? It was something like 20,000 feet. I mean, not 20,000 feet, 20,000 square feet. Yeah, how the houses run? 5,000 square feet, 2,000 square feet, 1,000 square feet. Right. I think it was like 20,000 feet. It was 200,000 square feet. It's got five. This a cute picture. I mean, from what you can see, I square foot house. It's 5,000 acres of surrounding woodlands, 26,000 square foot house. Expensive house in Michigan is 20,000 almost. I mean, maybe somebody does, but yeah. Oh, look at that image. Now that looks beautiful. I guess the water really is what kind of catches my attention. Grand Loma. Now this shot looks a mess. That does not look like no $40 million nothing. That don't even look like a $4 nothing. Yeah. A log cabin. Kourtney Kardashian's boyfriend reportedly wants her to post more covered up pictures, even though he shares similar photos. I guess he's a boxer or something. The article is like, well, he posts the same thing she posts, and for her as a Kardashian, that's her job and her livelihood. It's like her saying to him as a boxer, I guess he's a boxer, look, I really am not into this boxing thing, so I need you to stop that. That's who he is. That's his livelihood. So for him to ask her to stop posting sexy photos, that's what they do. They show they punani. That's their speciality. They show they booty and boobies, and that's their thing. That's what they famous for. That's so they like, that's ridiculous. And I also feel like, how are you going to, like, we always say, like, when you get with people, you know who you getting with. So how you gonna get with somebody? Don't get with people and try to change them I don't like it. I don't like it. But anyway, yeah. Kardashian when you got with her. I mean, I'm just saying. Hyundai offers virtual showroom on and buy cars on Amazon. I guess people buy cars off the internet all the time. I knew people who bought real estate. They were living in California, they bought real estate in Mississippi, and then they come and see what they bought. That's deep to me. New Orleans native makes history as youngest Black woman to own a McDonald's. Congratulations, but in another way, it's kind of like in another way, it's kind of like what was I saying? I'm distracted. I'm multitasking. In one way, it's like, congratulations. Hey, where's the other dog at? Oh, okay. Poisoning the people with food-like substances. Exactly. That's what I can't turn the Kardashian into a housewife. That's what I was gonna say. Congratulations on your business. Hey, Marlo's Corner on being business minded. But hopefully the young person, we all will continue to evolve and continue to increase the types of things that we're doing that are adding value to ourselves personally, our families, our communities. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna give it a, I don't even know if I could, like, we gonna give them this kind of clap. Like, we gonna give it a vibrational clap. Yay! But we kind of conflicted. Okay. So yeah. Oh, I came out of my thing. So Habaragani, what's the word for today? What's the good news? You remember? I'll give you a hint. In English, it is faith. Imani, yay! Whoop, 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 whoop. Yay, Imani. We like Imani. To believe with all of our heart in the righteousness and victory of our struggle, to believe in our ancestors and the children yet to come, and our mamas and our daddies and our elders and our colleagues and our sisters and our brothers. We believe. You believe. I believe. You believe. I believe. We believe. We believe. You better Belize it, for those people who have some connection with Belize. Okay. Riding an autonomous shuttle through Times Square was reassuringly boring. I feel like it's like propaganda that, like, hey, these automatic cars are pretty good. It's just kind of boring. Like, it's a coming. I want to loop back to the young lady with the McDonald's franchise, because I feel like sometimes it feels like in this society, it's difficult to find success and like success, and also find like dignity, like to have the two align up where you're successful and you're also of service to your community, where you're successful and you're also doing something that's adding value and beauty and dignity to your community. Like it just seems like sometimes it feels like there's like like you have to choose. And I don't necessarily believe that you have to choose, but sometimes I think that we have to evolve to the point where the choices that we're making are in alignment with what's good for all of us. So, designer refuses to apologize after blatantly stealing work from Nigerian designer. The woman from and she looks white, the woman from Brazil, she put the woman's dashiki, or the man's dashiki inspired. It's a cute little swimsuit too. Let me see if I can get an image of it. Took the swimsuit. I've never worn a one-piece swimsuit. Maybe when I was a child, but as an adult, I've never worn a one-piece swimsuit. I don't even like. I have like one uniform for swimsuits, and it's like I just cannot get it. It's always short, teeny. Wait, it looks cute. Like, doesn't it look cute? Now, the Nigerian designer say that's my the people on the runway in Native American style hair on Twitter, like, this is my inspiration. Now they done took it down. I feel like if that was, why did you take it down? Really inspired by the native folks, leave it up. If you didn't steal, just be who you are. What you hiding from? This is the woman here in the center. And some of the models at the show also sent to text the people from Nigeria, and they like, they wearing your designs. Yo, Buddha, what up though? Buddha, where you at? I guess I missed you. Capitalism makes that almost impossible. Yeah, it might be about capitalism. I just feel like yeah, it might be a capitalist issue. I agree. And I mean, I think it's definitely like a struggle, or I don't even want to say it's a struggle. I feel like it's an opportunity. So, hey, Ayapo, how you doing? Okay. So the designer is like, I don't apologize. I didn't steal. These are my designs. This is my swimsuit. Congress Congress's social media hearing was a stupid sideshow. So somewhere they had people from Twitter and Facebook and I don't know whatever on at Congress, and the people are like, it's dumb. That's kind of what the article seemed like it was saying to me. Like when I heard the guy from Facebook testifying, the whole thing seemed a little silly to me. Like it seemed like the people who were asking questions were not really equipped. Not like they weren't intellectually equipped, but like they just didn't have the background or the context to ask intelligent questions. Like if you don't know something about something, it's hard to ask good questions and get good information. So I don't know. I guess they're continuing that. I don't really know what it's about. Ookla, Minneapolis has the fastest mobile internet among US cities. Ookla. I don't know what that means. Ookla. Is that their internet? I don't know. Anybody from Minneapolis? What does the Ookla mean? It was a dog and pony show. A dog and pony show, I tell you. Was it? Yeah. I don't. I have. I bear. If not for this, I wouldn't have any idea what's going on in the world. A woman allegedly faked brain cancer and tricked a couple into taking care of her, and it's not the first time she did it. Now, the people say they let the 26-year-old child in their house because they like, well, she's dying of brain cancer. This is not funny. She only has a few more days. She don't have long to live. So we want to make her end of times the best of times. So we gonna let her live with us. I'm like, now who does that? 26 is young, but it's not that young to know. Maybe I was just the scary sort, but I was always afraid of like telling the types of lies like, oh, my mother is sick or my grandmother is sick, because I was like, if I say that, then my grandmother is going to be sick and then I'm going to be feeling bad because it's my fault. So I feel like if I'm going around lying to people, and again, it's not the first time she did it. She's done it, I think, 3 times according to what they've caught. It seemed like she's going to end up with brain cancer. And then the other thing, yeah, she's crazy. She is crazy. That's crazy. I don't know who does that. And then it's also like this idea of, I guess some people just have to have a hustle. Then 8 months later, she's on the couch watching The Real Housewives of Potomac saying, "Pass the Doritos." Right, and they can't get her out their house, and they suing to get her out of the house. That's what I was gonna say about these parents that sue to get the children. Like it seemed like it's some dynamic where people had this weird. I mean, I know it can be hard out here, but I feel like it's not cool to like hustle. Like I don't know. Like I feel like, I mean, I do know. I don't like it. Like it's, and I think she's white, but anyway, I don't know. It's coming off a feed proxy, so she's probably white. A teen was shamed by a restaurant for paying in quarters, even though he left a 28% tip. So they took a picture of the stuff and put it on social media talking about this is how not to pay on at a restaurant. I can't stand that. I feel like aside, even if the child did not leave any tip and the child left a big tip, I feel like that is really disrespectful because coins are American currency the last time I checked. And so if somebody is paying you with cash and they paid their bill, then like it's not nice. I don't like it. And then they gonna put it on social media. Money is money. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. That restaurant needs to be shamed, and nobody needs to go to that restaurant. It's a restaurant in Virginia. I don't like them. I don't like, I don't know who it was in the restaurant, but that's tacky and that's rude. That's disrespectful and that's dumb because, like Ayapo says, money is money. What are you? And the young person works in a restaurant and they were using some of their tips. Not the same restaurant, but another restaurant. Sumatran fishing town's message for Rohingyan refugees. Welcome. It's funny, like it's no fun being a refugee and it's no fun being homeless and not having a place to go. And I guess when we look at the African folks, I see image after image after image of people on boats, people in the water. I guess people who, like, there's one story we're going to see a little bit later. That's all right, keep it. Right. If somebody offered them $100,000 in quarters, that's dumb. But you see these images, like there's one story that we're going to talk about a little bit later, or maybe we just going to talk about it now, where the refugee have like the respect to claim these people's bodies. So it's sort of like, it's almost like these Africans in these European places, you think about why are a whole bunch of African people trying to escape from Africa? Because of European imperialism and colonialism and all the bullshit that Europeans have done in our world to like jack stuff up and destabilize stuff and continue to do to jack stuff up and destabilize stuff in the interest of them getting money and them getting resources and jacking us up. And so it's like these people are like in desperate situations as a result of some policies probably that Spain and France and Italy have that are jacking up stuff in their home land so that they can't even seem to make a life and make a living at home. And to me, to be a mother or a woman, like just on the road in the water with your child, that speaks to something serious. Like I feel like it's much easier for me to imagine a young man being like, hey, I'm set out on the world fortune. They're unstable anyway. They not tied down to anything, not all of them, but I could see that being like, I'm gonna go to Europe and make my, but for a mother and a child to do that, that seems like something serious. That seems like that tells you something is way more serious going on than, oh, I just want a better economic opportunity. That's like a move of desperation to me. So these people, it seems like, I guess, in a lot of their experiences as they're moving around the world trying to find a better place or trying to find, a livable place or a place where they survive and message of welcome. But it's such a simple thing, it's sort of like it's such a powerful thing from you, especially when you don't have anything, when you're like a refugee, home and everything behind. Um, So I don't know really what the deal is with the Sumatra and the Rohingya, but I just feel like it's a beautiful thing to be able to welcome someone. You know, um, Iowa couple arrested after leaving adopted Ghanaian children. So a Iowa couple, I'm just gonna make a wild guess that the couple might be white and that the Ghanaian children are from Ghana, so they're black. So this white couple, I'm just guessing from the headline, I don't know, have adopted these black children, these black African children. And now the couple has been arrested because they left the children malnourished in rooms. So prayers out to the children, and shame on you're adopting people and you're not trying to even do right. I mean, is it that you bit off more? Oh, times I know, like with animals, with Bella, with animals, they're chewing up your stuff. They're not cute when they're using the bathroom in your house. They're not cute when they need to go to the bathroom or they need to go for a walk and you don't feel like being bothered. You know what I mean? And so I don't know if they were like, um, I don't know what the story is. Hey, if anybody is there, press one. I'm feeling kind of like, do we have a connection? Oh, okay, my numbers are still going. Thank you, Kendra. Thank you, IC. Thank you, Ayapo. Thank you. I just get so lonely. That's why I have a cat. Thank you, Nikki. Um, okay, so yeah. Papa John's disgraced founder was reportedly discussing a merger with Wendy's. I don't even see Papa John's and Wendy's being, I don't even understand that. We are with you. We are with you. Prior to his resignation after he said the N-word on a conference call. I wonder what context he said the N-word. Was he like, come on, Negroes, we got to get it together and get this piece of money? Like, just like, how black people say the N-word, like, come on, or was he like, those, all of our customers are white and those N-words won't buy any pizza? Like, what? Does anybody know the context? I mean, not that it makes a difference. I'm just curious, like, how that comes up in the conference room. The geriatric gamers on a mission. So they're like gamers, like they're like older people, like they look to have gray hair and everything. So they're 45, 55, 70. I don't know how old they are, but they're gamers. Like they play, video games and they're on a mission. They're all white, but still, you never really hear about older people in games. I don't. The average age is 67. Papers. Do they call women? I know. Excuse me. I know they call men silver foxes. Do they call women silver foxes? Okay. So anyway, that's all we got on them. The silver snipers. Geriatric. The app changing the dating scene for India's disabled people. When I was in India, it seemed like I noticed a lot of people were disabled. Like they were missing arms, they were missing legs, their limbs were twisted around. Like it seemed like I noticed way more disabled people in India than I've ever noticed anywhere else that I've been or lived. It kind of seemed intense to me. And I don't know what that's about. Was it just because it was like way more people than I'm used to being around? Eritreans hope for democracy after peace deal with Ethiopia. He said, "Hey Bill, how you doing today? It's been N-word. Oh, it's been Negro hot today. I think I'm gonna take a swim." Oh, that's just like that casual, conversational, okay. Like that's how he talk all the time. He wasn't like upset. Yes, that's so true. Why is it that way in India? I don't know. He wasn't upset or nothing. It was just like just casual conversational racism. Oh, that's not what he said. Oh. I don't even know why I believe you. I just made that up. Well, it sounded good Cause kind of, I don't know if it makes a difference. I guess it does make a difference in my head. Like, yeah. So we still getting a lot of information about Eritrea and Ethiopia. It's still like top of news, top of conversation, because it's like 2 or 3 stories in this news feed I have. Love and Hip Hop Masika, Kalisha, I don't know what her last name is, set to star in another reality show. Now Masika was the one who had the baby with the rapper who has one eye. I don't know his name, but this man has several children with several different women. And it seemed like you got the impression just from the way she carried herself and everything, like she was having a baby with him for money. No, that would fit and have a context. So anyway, she's getting another reality show. I mean, the little bit that I saw of her on Love and Hip Hop, Hip Hop H. What's H? Houston? The little bit that I saw of her on Love and Hip Hop, she was not like an attractive or compelling character to me. I didn't particularly care for her. So I can't imagine to see her on another show, but maybe, she's like big drama, and so that's a big draw. Married at First Sight groom angers viewers over remark about dark-skinned women. I think what he said is that he doesn't want to be with a woman who's darker than him. It's a moth in here. I don't know why. So, people, some viewer, I don't know if all viewers are angered, but some people, I guess, express their upsettedness at his comment. I don't have any comment. BMX fan in Nigeria overjoyed by bike sent in post as in the mail. Yemen war. What's life like for children in the country? The little child that they had on the picture, the image that I saw was pretty brown, like noticeably brown, not like whitish brown, but like where I was like, oh, he looks brown. But it just makes you think about like, children, and also not just children, but like, a lot of times wars and conflicts and stuff like that, the people who are fighting them, they families up basically be safe. And the people who suffer and have to experience like the trauma and the drama and the front line bullshit, they don't really have anything to do with it. They don't really have a horse in the race. Is that the expression? They don't, they're not really gonna get anything out of it. They, other than a hard way to go. Yeah. They say this baby is 11 and he's had to become the man of the house after his father was killed in a Saudi airstrike. He spends his days collecting water for his family. Now, I don't know if you can see how he looks sad in that image to me. So anyway, prayers out, to people who are dragged into other people's mess, and may people start mess be the ones who are on the front lines of that mess. May the stuff shift so that I can't be out here, starting stuff and then stepping back, and somebody else has to deal with the repercussions of the stuff I started. If you want to fight over oil and money, then get out on the front lines and fight over oil and money. You can legally download 3D printed gun designs next month. So you'll be able to print your own gun next month. You could download the designs next month. I've been interested in this whole 3D printing thing, like in the abstract, very casually. Google fined 5.04 billion for forcing its apps on Android phones. I guess they say it was worth it. We gonna pay this 5.4 billion, but think of all the new clients we got when we forced our apps onto the Android phones. Woo! I guess that's how they feel. I don't know. Spain's new submarine is too big for its dock. So they done created this new submarine or had it built or whatever. It's too big for its. I wanted some of that settlement money. It's too big for the dock, and there's something else that's wrong with it. Like, who did they have build it, and what kind of like how do you? It just seems like if you're doing a small project and remove some of those steps you can't remove. Right. Find it great that I wouldn't have problems with them saying the N word as long as I can have economic relations. Right. Right. Yeah. I think of my on my list of like things that's like low down. But I do think that there's something where they like it seems like they seem to take like a lot of joy and get excited about stuff like because they get excited about like humiliating us and harassing us and like trying to make us miserable and get us upset and throw us off our square. Is that the expression? Seems like it's like something associated with that. Like they're trying to like be like, yeah, like throw you off. But I don't know what they I don't really know who I don't know what they're doing. So this they plan to upgrade. The cost for each has doubled. So it just seems like it's been a mess. I don't know what's going on in Spain. But a lot of like it seems like a lot of these like big projects, and maybe when you do a big project, you can't really think through stuff. I mean, I wouldn't be happy, but I would mourn me if I could get up and leave. Right. I don't know. I mean, again, because we were talking about the other day, nobody has ever called me an N word to my face, so I don't know how I would feel. But the way I feel about it now, I'm like, whatever. I mean, I just feel like it's like if you were to call me like a pink giraffe, I'd be like, okay. I mean, I don't think it's like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I would feel if it actually happened. So I don't know what's going on in Spain and with these people who do these big projects and do them all janky. It seemed like the bigger the project, the stronger your skill set should be, and the stronger your attention to detail, and like the bigger your team and the more efficient and effective your team should be. So what's really going on in Spain? In Spain and everywhere. I mean, I'm just saying it wouldn't bug. Oh, when they say they're just doing their job, they're being who they are. They can have their word. Give us our money. Black family asked for identification after being harassed at community pool. Now, this is coming out of England. So this is coming off of the Grio.com. So it seemed like the point of the story is just to like say, it's like I guess the KKK newsletter is international. So the same stuff they doing over here, they doing throughout the world. They got their orders or they suggestions, they activity of the month, it's harass a black person. It's harass a black person month. It's a harass a black person quarter. It's a harass a black person decade. It's harass a black person century. NAACP agrees to lift travel advisory against American Airlines. When they put on that travel advisory, at first I was like, oh, are they about to do something interesting? And then they only did American Airlines. And we ain't heard nothing about it except for now they're lifting it because they saying American Airlines is doing so good. They gonna ask the wrong person for their slave papers one of these days. What they gonna do? Haul off and punch them in their throat? Um, so I don't know what this whole travel ban, travel advisory thing, and the lifting of it. I don't know what the NAACP is doing. I don't. It don't make sense to me. I don't respect it. What is it about? What does it mean? I, can you explain it? Is American Airlines better? Is it better for black folks to travel? It seemed like there need to be more travel advisories and more like real concrete conversations like, look, colored people, these are the sundown towns throughout the country. Stay out of them. This is for your safety. Like it seemed like it need to be like more concrete mapping and analysis and conversations. Hey, King Wage. It seems like it needs to be more of that. I don't really know what the NAACP is doing nationwide. I don't know. I don't know. I know that I heard that the NAACP dinner, the one that we have in Detroit, is the largest one in the country. I did not know that. I just heard that like last month or something when it happened. I've never been to one. What's the NAACP? But they've done some progressive, interesting stuff in history, like in the history of Detroit. Like at one point, the NAACP in Detroit, I think they got canceled. The National NAACP was like, "Oh, y'all Detroit Negroes, y'all can't be part of the National NAACP because y'all are too wild. Y'all are troublemakers. You causing trouble." I think that's like in the history, and it fits. That's like how how Detroiters are, just troublemakers. Black boys held at gunpoint by police in park speak out. They put a gun in my face. They put a gun in my face, and I was scared. I was scared for them too, and it's jacked up. And I'm glad that they're calling the thing a thing and saying it is what it is. So prayers out to those children as they deal with that. Even as an adult, that would be very like disturbing and upsetting to have somebody pull a gun in your face. That's gonna like have an impact on them forever. Prayers out, right? I mean, and may that energy, that vibration, that impact be transformed into something that is of greater service to, our families and communities in the world, that expression, or I always steal it from the Bible, like what the devil intends for evil, we use for good. So may that be used for good. Something, I don't know what you said, Ayafam. White people cape for CVS manager who called police on black woman using a coupon and threatened a boycott. So the white people are threatening to boycott. They're going for soft targets, our women and children. Gotta go. I'll be back. Okay, sorry. I mean, bye. Thanks for coming by. Wendell Anthony ain't raising no hell. He wants to keep his corporate event pass. He right here in Detroit, but he's not the only one who's been president in Detroit. But in the history of the Detroit NAACP, there's been some interesting stuff. Yeah. And like what's going on at the museum? I don't know if it's true, but I heard, and I'm kind of upset about it, that the president has been asked to step down because the person, this is what I heard. Now I don't know if it's true, but the sense that I'm getting is that the only reason, or the main reason, that I love the Charles H. Wright Museum is because of Charles Farrell and the programming that he's doing, and the progressiveness and the consciousness of the programming that he's doing. And I heard that the president was asked to step down basically because she hired him, and that she gone and that he about to be gone next. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but it's kind of stressing me out because I feel like, I don't know if you remember when they first opened the museum and they had some, I think it was a white artist, but it may have been a black artist, do like gray people who were supposed to be enslaved Africans, and people were like, "Oh no, this is some bullshit. What the hell? What is this supposed to be? What is this supposed to represent? Who did this and why? This is not for us. This is not about us. We don't accept this." When I came back and people were doing stuff at the museum, I was like, "Oh," because it was so regressive, and I don't know if they trying to keep their corporate passes either. But I know I got my eyes. I got my eyes on them. Like, I'm going to do something. What am I going to do? So the white people cape for the CVS manager, and they going to threaten to boycott. Oh, he called the police on her with a coupon. That's good. Or she, I don't know if the manager was a man or a woman, but the manager called the police on the black woman with the coupon. That's good. We support that. We cape for that. And we're going to boycott if anyone says anything against it. The Cleveland or Cincinnati NAACP president went to jail protesting schools built with no black workers. Oh, that's positive. That's progressive. I mean, that's conscious. That's doing something. That's putting your body on the line. I like to hear that. Yeah. Australia successfully banished hundreds of African refugees to Papua New Guinea, and hardly anyone is taking notice. This is coming off of Atlanta Black Star. I didn't read the article, but I was like, well, is Papua New Guinea where the brown people are in Australia, like where the native folks are in Australia? Is that where Papua? So they put in the black, like what? I was like, what does it mean? But I just don't have time to look at it. But it looks like I'm curious about what's going on in Australia and with the African refugees. Who are the African refugees? From what countries are they coming from? Why are they? In the headline says banished. Banished has a certain connotation. like we're banishing them to Detroit, like where the black people are, or we're banishing them not in downtown Detroit, but to the outskirts of Detroit, where the black people are. So, I don't know. But I like the idea Tasmania all over again. I don't know anything about Tasmania. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not sure, but hopefully, I'll get a chance to like get more into the story and understand it and put it into some context. Destiny's Child singer Michelle Williams, genocide in Tasmania. Ah, what happened in Tasmania? Genocide. Right. Destiny's Child singer Michelle Williams proudly checks herself into mental health facility. So I had heard she had checked herself into a mental health facility, but I don't know if it's like necessarily like proudly, but I feel like I don't think you should be ashamed if you're having some mental health challenges. Excuse me, I don't think you should be ashamed for getting support for anything that contributes to your growth and development. So, I guess, yeah, it's proudly, so I don't know. That's all I wanted to like just talk about. Like, do what you need to do to take care of you and to be better and to continue to grow and develop. Rapper Glock 9, Glow K 9, Glock 9. Maybe it's Glock 9. Is that a gun? I don't know. Rapper GLOKKNINE under fire after saying he doesn't want any dark-skinned children. The self-hate is real. That's the same story when we were talking about the person off of Married at First Sight. The self-hate is love. I think a better phrase would be unashamedly. Probably Glock 9. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Glock 9. Because it is, yeah, it's probably Glock 9. When I look at this stuff, I'm like, what is this foolishness? It just makes me feel really old. Like, I don't appreciate it. Saw that, such a shame. The self-hate is real. Practice loving yourself and love your people. Love your family, love your friends. Just practice, and the vibration will change and elevate. Because, yeah, some of us just really are, backwards, and just lost in terms of, knowing who we are and valuing ourselves, or even beginning to have a path for it. And maybe it's like a breakthrough moment. Maybe, how sometimes you say something stupid and then you hear yourself say something stupid and you're like, dang, that's kind of dumb. And then that's like a moment when you like have like a revelation and you go on to, it's like a life-changing moment. So maybe for Glock 9, this is a life-changing moment. While we all sit around and scoff at him, maybe he's transformed his life. Let us pray. Mass grave, Israel deporting Africans. This country is deporting 7,000 Ghanaians. Is your iced apple cider served cold? Right. See? And then that was like a turning point in your life. Was it a turning point in your life? Did you use that for your growth and development? Mass grave containing nearly 100 black bodies unearthed on Texas construction site. Well, that's good then, Ayapo. So prayers out to, like I feel like mass graves often like are a big reflection of like big moments of like distress and chaos and confusion. When you just throw a whole bunch of people into a hole together, that's kind of a like, I don't want to say like the ultimate in disrespect, but it's kind of like it's really very jacked up, and usually it's a very jacked up situation when something like that happens. So I don't know what happened in Texas, to cause, these black folks to be buried. I don't know if this is like in this way. I don't know if this is like old time. It's taken a while. I don't have something's wrong with my signal. I don't know if this is something from there are many undiscovered mass graves of black people scattered around the US. Like in Detroit, it wasn't the bubonic plague. It was some plague. It's something where when you get it, you like diarrhea, you lose fluids, you throw up, you know, it's just like it's called the blue something. I can't remember now. But there like it was so many people dying, they were just like throwing them in a big hole and like covering them up and then digging in, you know, so it's like it's and this is yeah, I can't get this story, so I don't know what the story is. But it is coming off of Atlanta Black Star if anybody is interested in it. So rest in peace to those people. And you know, I guess I don't necessarily believe that like if people have an improper burial, then their souls don't rest and they, you know, they never have peace, because I feel like, you know, oh my gosh, how many of our people's souls would be, you know, unrested, and how many of us would never have peace. So, you know, I just pray for, you know, all of us and, you know, our progeny and our ancestors, and just increasing peace, and that, you know, may we, you know, those of us who have made our transition, may we, you know, rest in peace, and may, you know, the spirit of justice rise up, and the spirit of resistance continue to rise up from, you know, the legacy of our lives. um India man, I think about that every time I see swamps, Ayapo. India rape 17, oh my gosh, 17 men accused of multiple attacks, 7-year-old girl in Chennai. When I saw that, I thought it said a 17-year-old man. And I was kind of confused as to why they were referring to a 17-year-old as a man, but the headline actually says 17 men, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17. And that's just saying 17, it sounds like a lot. The idea of being raped by 17 people, I mean, like, oh my gosh, that's, you know, another story in India with, you know, brutality and like, you know, stuff related to, you know, extreme hostility and aggression toward women and young women and females and girls. So prayers out, you know, to this young woman, this girl, this 11-year-old girl, and, you know, to anyone who has experienced, you know, sexual assault, you know, just prayers and healing. You're not supposed to be here. Neighbors call 911 on man waiting in his car for a yoga class. It's coming off of Atlanta Black Star. I guess he was black. They like, you ain't supposed to be here. You can't. You gonna do yoga? You can't be here. They so pressed. It's the KKK newsletter. That's why they, okay. Trump is one of the biggest. My neighbor is cutting his grass. Does it sound really loud to you? Trump is one of the biggest political ad spenders on Facebook. U.S. governments are suing the world's largest oil companies for making climate change a public nuisance. So they're trying to figure out a way to have these corporations pay for climate change. When I lived in Mississippi, there were these corporations that had like discounted water situation. My neighbor is smoking his grass. It sounds loud to me. Did I say smoking? So these corporations, I can only like yell so loud. These corporations in Mississippi, they had like discounted water rates, discounted tax rates, and they were like dumping their water into the river. Now, the way that the system was in Hattiesburg, the river was some sort of filtration site. You said cutting, I said smoking. I think I missed the joke though. It was some sort of filtration site. Like that's how they filtered their, like when you went to the restroom, it went into the river, and the river is like an ecological site. So I don't even know why that was the case. But now that these corporations are dumping their water in the Their water is his smoking loud. They're dumping their water and waste and like, like if the community's situation was like this, the corporation situation is like this. So what might have been sustainable on a small scale, once you put the corporate stuff in, it wasn't really sustainable. But the corporations are paying less than the people and they're jacking stuff up way more. So when it came time to revamp the whole water system, because the Environmental Protection Agency, or the Mississippi Environmental Protection Agency, I forget what it was called, but when they said your stuff is jacked up, and y'all have to have another system for filtrating your water, you can't do this system because you're messing up the not the Great Lakes, but whatever the equivalent was in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I can't remember what it was called, the Twin Lakes. I don't. It wasn't called the Twin Lakes. I don't know what it was called, but the corporations didn't pay nothing. They just jacked stuff up and went on about their business and kept doing business and making money. So I guess these people are trying to make, the government is trying to make these corporations pay as opposed to do what they did in Mississippi. So that's interesting. We'll see. I think in Philly and New York, they're suing the corporations. Balenciaga just teased a new pair of stiletto Crocs, and please make it stop. Now I kind of like the idea. I had a pair of, they weren't real Crocs. They were like, one time I was traveling someplace and I ain't had my flip flops, so I got like some fake Crocs out of like CVS or something, and I kind of liked them. They were cool for gardening and stuff, and I was kind of like, oh, I kind of understand the Croc thing now. I hadn't understood it before from looks, but I always kind of like the idea, and I've never had any of like high heel gym shoes or like stiletto Crocs. It seems like, for certain kind of events, like, like it's like a cute little twist on something, and I'm here for a twist. I mean, they sound kind of ugly, but I think in the right context they might be, cute or funny, or I don't know. I don't know how much I'd pay for them. Ethiopian Airlines makes historic flight to Eritrea. We've been talking about Ethiopian Eritrea. White woman arrested after harassing black man and his pregnant black partner in California. In Not News Today. A British gangster who fled the country came back to taunt police outside their headquarters, saying, "Catch me if you can." Now that seems counterintuitive to me, but they say criminals come back to the scene of the crime. But I think if I did a crime, I'd like try to leave and be like, woo, I got away, and try to be quiet and not be like taunting the people. I'd be like, woo. But then I was thinking maybe the stress of, you get away, but then you're like, did I really get away? Are they looking for me? And so then you start investigating and looking and trying to figure out what's going on. And so maybe that brought him back to the police station. And then once he was there, he just couldn't help but say, catch me if you can. But it seems kind of foolish to me. Like, and I guess there's something about like guilt and something that makes people do stuff like that, because that's like a real thing. Hey, Talisa Ray, welcome. You're not late. You right on time. It's all in divine order. And whenever you come in the broadcast, you can always loop back around and watch the whole thing once I upload it up to where you came in, or where you have to leave if you have to leave early. Like, comment, subscribe, share. One day I got 3 subscriptions during the broadcast. But I think it was my cousin and his girlfriend, and I don't know who the other one was, but I've never gotten a subscription during a broadcast before that. So it was very exciting. So subscribe. We're working on 1,000. Absolutely. So that's what's up in Britain with the British gangster. Meet Marina Gross, the interpreter who was the only American in the room for Trump and Putin's one-on-one meeting in Helsinki. I wonder if they said to her, look, if you say what we said, we're going to kill you. Because Putin is a gangster. Putin was like an intelligence agent. And they gangsters, the cops are the biggest gangsters of all to me. So, you figure an intelligence agent, he did it for 20 years. And if you look at him, he looks like a gangster. Had that woman hemmed up and they like, you better not. I'd be afraid. If I was her, I wouldn't say anything. I would not say anything. I would have translated and kept my mouth shut. And I really wouldn't have even wanted to be in that situation with Putin and Zero. So the people are trying to talk to her to find out what she knows. I like Putin. Is it because he's shirtless? Is he really shirtless, or do they just do that on Saturday Night Live? They always have him topless on a horse. What is that about? So to me, that's like Putin. Like when they had that woman who did Sarah Palin, was that her name? The woman from Alaska who was running for vice president. I think she was the governor of Alaska or something. When that person who did Sarah Palin on Saturday Night Live, I could never tell her apart from the real Sarah Palin. Because it just like really got into your, he's a gangster. Oh, you like gangsters. Roughneck. Remember, you all remember Roughneck? I want a roughneck. Got a roughneck. Need a roughneck. Gotta get a roughneck. Like a gangster. Like a gangster. Gotta get a gangster. So that's why he topless, because he a gangster. It looks a little somehow to me. Is he top? I don't know. They probably took one picture of him topless and just amplified it. Sweden battles wildfires from Arctic Circle to Baltic Sea. Now, I don't know anything about Sweden. Hey, fam. So I don't know if, like, the way that the headline is written, it makes it seem like from the Arctic Circle to the Baltic Sea, like from the top to the bottom, like a big span of space. That's what it makes it seem like. But I don't really know much about Sweden, except for I think it's cold. I'm a roughneck. Everyone on the chess team and chess team told me so. Tina Fey played Sarah. Yeah, she played the heck out of her to me. And I don't know if it's because they looked alike. I don't know what it was. Golf team. Everybody, they lied. So Sweden is battling with wildfires. So I don't know if they have a season. Like, to me, it seems like, since I've been paying attention, like I think every year California gets wildfires. It's like it seemed like they have a wildfire season. Some years I think it's probably worse than others. Hey, Vondi Gaming, how are you? Some years I think it's probably worse than others. But so it made me wonder, does Sweden normally have a wildfire season? Is this something out of the normal? Is this due to climate change? Like, what is this, just a fluke? What is it? I did not read the story, but I thought the headline was interesting. Obama supports universal basic income. So do some of the world's wealthiest tech founders. I'm interested in this universal basic income. I wish somebody would write a story about a world with universal basic income, like how it came to be and what it's like. That's all. Off the market. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Stevie J and Faith Evans marry in Vegas. So do y'all remember when they were dating on the TV? And I'm like, who would ever deal with Stevie J? Like, he just seems like a mess. Ooh, he's not attractive. And then Faith Evans, she was dating him, and then it was like it seemed like they weren't together. But they say they done got married. So I guess, we love, right? So congratulations and best of luck. And, may they help each other to evolve and grow and be their best selves. May they be happy. May they be blessings to their children and their families and their communities. Stevie J. I have a really difficult time respecting Stevie J. He just looks really like, the little bit that I've seen of him. Now, I don't really know much about Faith Evans, but Faith Evans was married to Big Papa. I love it when you call me Big Papa. And he was dating the other woman who was dark skinned, who has now become light skinned. And Big Papa got with light skinned Faith Evans. And now that woman that he was dealing with, she never got right again. She done turned herself light skinned. That's right? What's her name? Faith's choice in mates has always been questionable. Oh, that's her style. So Stevie J fit the profile. Because I'm like, the little bit that I saw her on the show, she seemed relatively sane, but I don't know. Detroit bike share service Mogo expands into Oakland County, partners with DDOT. I don't know. I've never taken a Mogo bike before. I don't understand the concept. I don't understand them being like you can only use it for a half hour. Yeah. Breastfeeding model causes stir on catwalk walk. So I guess she was modeling and she was breastfeeding as well. I guess they hired her to do that. They probably wanted to cause a stir. If you got a woman breastfeeding and trying to walk at the same time, I don't think it's anything like, all that like upsetting about like breastfeeding in public. I know some people do, but I do think that it's probably not safe to breastfeed and walk the runway at the same time. It seems like you could be distracted. And what if you fall on the baby and squash the baby's head? Like, that would be my concern. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't, but yeah, I think they probably hired her and her baby to cause a stir. And I hope it was worth it because it don't seem safe to me. Ayapo, what's good, bro? So anyway, Apple unveils its latest emojis on World Emoji Day. I saw this little clip on I think it was on Twitter yesterday, especially in stilettos. Right. I hope that the mama was in flats and all of that, but you figure even under the best conditions, walking on a runway, it's like you're in a show. Like it's too to me, you need to sit your butt down someplace and breastfeed. You know what I mean? And be safe. Like how much can they pay you for that foolishness? So I saw this little clip on Twitter and they were talking to black people and asking them, like, when you choose emojis, do you look for the black hand or the brown hand, or how do you decide? And one woman was like, well, I've always wanted to be darker, so I usually pick the hand that's darker than me. And I choose a black hand because I'm black. Everybody was basically saying the same thing, that they choose a black hand because they're black. And I feel really sad because sometimes on YouTube I see that people will post up like hands and stuff and their hands will be brown, but my hands are, all of the hand options that I have are white. And so I never like to post them because I feel like I look for my shade hand. Because I don't know if it's like I feel embarrassed, but like I just feel like I'm not putting up no white hands. Like, I don't know. I mean, so I don't usually I don't know if I've ever put a hand up, especially when I saw that other people have. See, IC has brown hands. Bondi Gaming has brown hands. Oh, I see you had a yellow hand up here. Oh, no, that's a yellow. Bondi Gaming. What is that? I don't know what that is. But yeah, I feel like I need to have some brown and some black emojis. But I do like that the world, they have three globes and one of them seems to have Africa in the center. So that's the one I always choose because I feel like I'm black, like, So I'm glad I have that choice at least. Prehistoric bake-off. Scientists discover oldest evidence of bread. It doesn't seem like bread would be like an ancient food because you have to grind it and you have to cook it. Like, it seems like, damn, I never noticed the hand color. Really? If you press and hold, I have to see if I can do it on my tablet. Yeah. I didn't post emojis until I upgraded to a phone that gave me brown hand options. Right. See, that's how I am. I'm like, so it was World Emoji Day, and I guess they came out with a whole bunch of emojis. I don't have Apple. Was that Apple? Yeah, I don't have an Apple. I swear I never paid attention to it. Well, you're colorblind, unlike the rest of us Negroes. Las Vegas shooting. Mandalay Bay hotel owner sues 1,000 victims. Oh, look at all the hands. Look at the brown hands. Hotel owner sues the victims. So I guess it's like a preemptive strike. He like, oh, y'all not gonna sue me because y'all almost got shot and killed up in this hotel. I'ma sue you for being in the hotel. Oh, and those are even blacker. Who knew? But I kind of feel like, what kind of public relations department do they have? Like, that just seems like an awful look and like an awful decision. Now, maybe it's going to serve them well and save them money, but like, why are they out here suing the people who got shot up by the mass shooter in their hotel? Okay, that's all I got to say about that. When race triggers a call to campus police. That's coming off of moguldom.com. Thumbs down. Oh, you use the yellow hand for the thumbs down? Yeah, here come a dog. Wow, they really got all shades, huh? It's only two shades. And then the little thing I was the little the article I was watching, let me hold Bella's foot so she don't jump out the window at this dog. The article, the little story I was watching on Twitter, they were like it's only 6 shades. And I didn't feel necessarily upset or deprived by by 6 shades. Now, if the 6 shades, like it's like in foundation color, if they have 6 shades and they only have, white, light, bright, damn near white, and then, one black color, then I'd be like, but if they have 6 shades of emojis, I can pick like either of the ones that you put up, Ayapo. I do the black or the brown or the dark brown or the darker brown or, even the light brown. Oh. 2, 4, 6. Oh, those are 6 shades? Oh. And they were saying that the yellow was like white, and I was kind of confused by that, but it was like a 30-second clip or something, so I didn't really, y'all woke me up. Y'all just woke me up to something. Happy belated World Emoji Day. Black woman crowned Miss Universe Great Britain for the first time. So they have like their first black, I guess the equivalent of like Miss America in Britain now. I don't know, who she is or anything about her, but this story is coming off the griot if you're interested in that. So this is another situation where we're giving claps, but it's kind of like virtual claps because I don't know. How do I feel about pageants? My new phone added more shades. Oh, so we giving claps to the Miss Great Britain, Miss Universe Great Britain. I heard there are 50 shades of gray. NYPD vows to move forward with disciplinary proceedings in Eric Garner death if DOJ fails to prosecute officer, Department of Justice. So the NYPD said, if y'all prosecute on this Eric Gardner case, we gonna prosecute. But didn't the NYPD wasn't it some of their people who killed them? So now they gonna prosecute? Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna keep going. The weed eater is quieter. Is that a weed? Yeah, that's a weed eater. GE's Alexa microwave. Ayapo boy, if you don't stop. Alexa's microwave cooks when you scan a barcode. So you don't like if you don't know how to use the microwave, I know it's like some really complicated, I don't even use I used the microwave today. I haven't used the microwave in like I don't know. If I know a restaurant uses microwaves, I don't even like to go in there. And when a microwave is on, I want to stand away from it so I don't like get, sick from the radiation and stuff. But I used the microwave today because I went and I got meatless meatballs from Trader Joe's for lunch and they were frozen. And it was like I was so hungry. Like normally I probably would have been like, well, I'm park my car in the sun and then put them, if I was like someplace like that, put them where, and then they get hot in the oven of the car. But it was like, I don't have time for that. I'm starving hungry now. So that's what I did. Don't tell anybody though. Just keep it between us. But the GE Alexa microwave cooks when you scan a barcode. So you don't even have to, you could just scan the barcode and the barcode will tell the computer, the microwave, how long to cook the food for. So you don't have to figure that part out. Okay. Just so you know. Alexa is your friend and she's making your life easier. DL Hughley, they were frozen. You should have let it go. I don't understand. Let it go. DL Hughley explains how hip hop has been used as an excuse for white people to use the N-word. This whole white people using the N-word thing, I guess I don't really care. It just makes me tired. Like I feel like we don't have nothing more important to talk about. We don't have nothing more important to think about. Like, yeah, I don't, this is not my issue. But I do think that the hip hop culture and the reason that it got so popular, because I think it's way more popular with white people than it is with black and brown people. Like a lot of that stuff is like really, really, popular and hip and popping. I think it's the stuff that the white suburban children like. Kenya Moore fans plan hashtag Justice for Kenya campaign to help her get back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They can have their word if they want it so bad. We should not be using it. So I just think it's interesting that they got a whole campaign to get Kenya back on the Real Housewives of Justice. Justice for Kenya. We don't have nothing better to do. It's our time. Okay. T-Mobile's had $5 international day pass offers 112 MB of LTE. I don't even know what all that mess mean. My phone is 4G LTE. What that mean? I don't know what that means. But anyway, I guess for $5 you can call internationally. I don't know. The View's Meghan McCain garners fan support after getting backlash for wearing cornrows. I can't stand that child. She just be whining and crying, and oh, it's so hard for me as a white blonde conservative woman. Oh, you guys are talking about not all Trump people or whatever. She really get on my nerves. I didn't see her wear the cornrows. I don't really watch it like enough to know all of that, or I missed that episode. But I guess she wore cornrows, and now, probably the same people who are like, oh, the manager at CVS cut the police on a black woman for having a coupon. We support that. They're probably the same people who are like, Meghan McCain is wearing cornrows and people got upset. We support that. Like the same capes. They just use it to fly around to all these different dumb situations. Maybe she should break out her cell phone and call a cop. Right. The Butterfly Effect explores tech's impact on the porn industry. Now, except for the fact that it's 124, I would have liked to have gotten into that story because I didn't even get to scan it. But y'all know I have like a fascination with stuff like that. Nosy resident complains that black family shouldn't be at pool. Then questions a 12-year-old for answers. Why are you here, child? Where's your pass for the pool? Where do you live? Or whatever, I don't know. But in not news today. Why McDonald's, Coke, and General Mills. So McDonald's is crap, Coke is crap, and General Mills is like processed cereal. Cereal basically, where are your papers? Where are your papers? Where's your scooter? Where are your papers? Where are your papers, Negro? Where are your papers? And then the cereal, because in general, I basically, once I started looking at the ingredients on cereal, I'm like, it's so processed, it's so much crap, it's so much bullshit. I'm just gonna leave cereal alone. So General Mills is a cereal company. So crap, and crap. Why McDonald's, Coke, and General Mills made African Americans their lead consumer. I did not know that African Americans were the lead consumer for McDonald's, Coke, and General Mills. Now, that seems like an article that I would want to read. This coming off of Moguldom. Okay. Mary Mary's Erica Campbell shocks husband with revelations about suicidal thoughts. So is she the same one who was shocked that her daughter experienced colorism? Little difference between the cardboard and what's inside of it. Yep. Is she the same one who was shocked that her daughter experienced colorism? Is there something going on where she's getting a lot of, like, we getting a lot of information about her or something? I don't know why. I think this is the same woman. But I guess I just want to say people have all kinds of thoughts, and a lot of people are in distress that you don't realize are in distress. So it's really important that we're kind for one another, that we pray for one another, that we're kind of sensitive, like try to pay attention to each other and try to reach a hand out. And if you feel in a certain way, it's good to get help, it's good to get support, it's good to reach out. McClure family forced to reveal Justin is not the twins' birth father, as folks point out inconsistency. So this McClure story just really looked like took over. It just took off. It didn't take over, but it just like really took off. And the little biracial light-skinned girls are very, very cute. The little girls, like I don't follow them on YouTube, but I have seen videos, like I used to see them on Facebook and stuff, and the little girls are very cute. But children are almost always cute. And they have a lot of personality. They're cute little girls. I never like there's a whole big movement on YouTube of like, the interracial couple family thing. It's like a big thing. And I think I've seen a video here or there enough to realize that it's like a big community, but I might have seen one McClure, and I don't really care if he's the father or not. I don't really care. I guess I don't really care. But it was interesting to watch the headlines as the story, just really like blew up. Like people really care. Like it's some inconsistencies. He is not the father. I'm like, dang, y'all out here, investigating like that. Like, okay. Um, HLN panel over whether it's time for Black consumers to boycott Papa John's. We need a word. What's the opposite of a boycott? A girl bed. We need to like girl bed companies. So like instead of boycotting the companies that do poorly, we need to girl bed the companies that do well. Like we need to like be selecting and vetting and looking for companies that are pro-Black certified, that we can be like, yeah, this is my kind of company. That's the only place I shop. If I can't get toilet tissue, like just like when we didn't use the bus, if I can't get toilet tissue from one of my people, then I won't wipe my behind. I'm just gonna use my hand or a cloth or a leaf or whatever, and then just leave the rest of them people alone. Leave the rest of them companies alone. Why we should boycott? I mean, boycott. We shouldn't even be buying from them. We should be buying Black already. Well, it's not too late to start today. Is it? I mean, I'm just saying, should they say is not, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could buy Black today or sandpaper. If I can't wipe my behind with Black owned toilet paper, I'll just use this sandpaper. Okay. So anyway, I don't know why there's a battle in the whole conversation. I know everybody make their own individual spending choices, but I just the whole boycott thing makes me tired, because I feel like if you hear something, it's like the tip of the iceberg. If you hear something about Papa John's, best believe that, that's the tip of the iceberg. All of these, a million of these companies that you're not even thinking about are saying and doing skit that's going to upset you and cause you to have to boycott them tomorrow. That's how I feel. If you like in that reactive mode, yeah, I feel like I need to get back on my track. Right, they need a panel. Yeah, they need, I don't know what HLN, what's that, the TV channel? Oh, I think that I see the Black woman with curly hair who's like on the chubbier side from Canada. Michaela, is that her name? I like to watch her because she doesn't really look like, the typical normal newscaster type. Why I applied to 512 jobs in 1 year, and it wasn't actually a year, it was 8 months. I thought that was really interesting. That's like 2 or 3 job applications a day. And this person is like, what I learned now that I have my dream job is that I don't have to worry about qualifications. I don't need to get stuck up on qualifications. And I remember this Black woman who was in the military telling me, she said, you know what I realized from being in, she was like way up in the military, and she's like, you need to, that Black people, Black women in particular, when we apply for jobs, if they have 10 qualifications, we only gonna apply for the job if we meet 10 of the qualifications. She like, these white boys, these white people are out here applying, they meet 2 or 3 of the qualifications, and they'll get hired with 3 or 4 of them, and we ain't even applied or tried to get it because we figure we ain't qualified. I was like, wow, that's deep. She was like, yeah, yeah, we need to apply for all kinds of stuff. So that's basically what this child was saying, I think, because I think they were a college senior or something. A woman was impaled by beach umbrella in freak accident on the Jersey Shore. I have personally seen that happen several times. Yeah. And I don't think I'm in the habit of applying. Like when I was applying for jobs, I think I really applied for jobs that I felt like I was like well qualified for. I don't think I ever applied for a job that I was like, well, I got 4 of the qualifications, a 10. I don't even think I would. Yeah. Meal kit company Chef, me too, sis, suddenly shut down and laid off its hundreds of employees. I don't know nothing about Chef. but they laid off. It wasn't hundreds, like 100. I think it was like 350 people they laid off, and they had just gotten like $45 million investment, $45 billion investment. It was something like. So I don't know what's up with Chef. What happened? What's going on? How they why they just got a bunch of money? Why they closing? I don't know. I spent $200,000 on women during my time as a sugar daddy, and the experience completely changed the way I look at dating. Now, this man said he dated, he said, first he said he was like 45, 55. I don't know how old he was, but he said he was like young and vibrant looking. And that's what he said on one part of the thing. And then he was saying how, one woman he dated, she was like really, really sweet, and she probably shouldn't have been in a sugar relationship, because at some point she was like, "Oh, I don't want your money. I just love you and I just want to get to know you." But then when he was hanging out with her and one of her friends is like, "Whose daddy is at the brunch?" that she felt uncomfortable. He ain't feel uncomfortable. So I'm like, "Oh, you look so young and vibrant that the people thought you was her daddy?" I mean, I'm just wondering. I mean, and then the next woman he dated, he said, I can't remember what he said about her, but then the last woman who got the bulk of the $200,000, he said that she was like a savage. He didn't use that language, but like how Rihanna is like, "I'm a savage." Like, what's her song? The one I really like that I never remember what it was called, where she's like, "You forget your white horse. Nobody told you I was a savage." But he said that this woman would tell him anything that he wanted to hear to get that money. So, she was like, "I love you. I think you're wonderful. If you weren't giving me money, I would be dating you." And, he said that it really demoralized him. I think it's really ignorant, or it really kind of like, I feel like when men are like, "Oh, the women are so women my age are so jaded and they have all of this baggage." I think that's like them being jaded and having all of this baggage, because he was, "Well, I have to be in a sugar relationship because I can't date women my age because they have too much baggage. I have to get younger women, but if I meet younger women, they not going to date me unless basically I'm paying them to." But anyway, he was a mess. And I guess this is a series they have where they interview people. This is the first time that I've seen it, but I'm endlessly fascinated by the sugar daddy thing, by transactional relationships. And I think that the whole sugar daddy, sugar mama, sugar baby thing is like very clear what the transaction is. And so there's something that's really interesting to me about that, like a prostitute, a dancer, like when it's like very clear, like this is the transition, this is the transaction. I'm giving you this and you give me that. Like when you go to the store, it's no mess or confusion. I'm going to give you $2 and you're going to give me a hamburger or whatever. It's like, it's not like, like it seemed like everybody know what they're getting and everybody's happy with the situation. So anyway, I just thought it was an interesting little article. I did find time to read that. We tried Burger King in Japan, where you can order hot dogs and beer. Is it a Burger King if they sell hot dogs and beer? These chains throughout the world, they're like totally different. Sometimes, like a McDonald's is like an upscale establishment in another country where it's not here. Like it's just now on Wall Street, their McDonald's is sort of upscale, or at least they have a someone who plays a live piano and they have a doorman, or they used to, 25, however long ago, when I was in New York and I would take my children down to Wall Street. So I guess that's in the same country. It's a whole different business model from the rest of them. But the question still remains, is it a Burger King if they sell hot dogs and beer? The things that make you go, The last girl I dated, I knew I was in trouble when I stepped into her bedroom and there was a time clock beside the door. Tammy Roman fires back at nurse who shames her. Wiener King, right? Hey, Ryan James. Fires back at nurse who shames her for continuing to smoke and drink with diabetes. Yeah, I don't think you should shame people. Like, I feel like if she's changed her diet, that's good, and we should continue to encourage her to let go of the smoking and the drinking. But I don't think you should like try to make somebody feel bad or embarrassed or ashamed, because I feel like these corporations are very sophisticated in the ways in which they get us hooked onto things. And so, it's more than a notion, especially depending on your particular body chemistry, for you to quit smoking, for you to quit drinking if you've gotten addicted. Like I just feel like it's more, and I don't feel like shaming somebody is productive. I'm not here for it. I'm not a fan. Even for Tammy, even for Tam Tam. Yemen war. President Hadi has no regrets over Saudi led strikes. Oh, so we were talking about that earlier. Now, he the president. His family is probably safe, just like you read about the food companies targeting black people. Right. Right. Now his family is probably safe. He the president. So he like, I don't have no regrets because his stuff ain't been messed with. What about the people whose lives have been jacked up? How you gonna not have regrets when people's lives are jacked up? That just seems very callous to me. Like he shouldn't even be able to say that in public without somebody punching him in his throat. That's like my new theme. I'm gonna punch. I guess one of these days I'm gonna punch somebody in their throat. I don't know if I am or not. But anyway, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with that recently. So yeah, he ain't got no regrets. Nelson Mandela, why some young South Africans think he sold out. Now it's kind of interesting to me to think about, like, especially as people get older and they have wives, they have children, they have families, their perspective, I think, shifts. Hey, love like the sun. Yep, it's still a Burger King when the hood Chinese eatery spot sells barbecue neck bones. It still be called a Chinese restaurant. And that's my favorite thing to say. I will punch you in your throat. So violent. Violence is not the answer. It's still Burger King. No matter what they sell up in there, that's still Burger. Look at Bella. So, I just feel like it's one thing for somebody who's 17, 16, 21, 22, doesn't have like family responsibility. Dr. Mumbai definitely thinks he was a sellout, to make certain decisions. But I think the older you get, sometimes like when you're factoring in things, you're looking at things differently than when you looked at them when you were young. So, I don't know. Love like the sun. Oh, so I don't know, and then we talked about this before. I feel like when they have people locked up, are they threatening them? Like, look, if you don't get in line, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, then I'm going to take your child and I'm going to cut their fingers off one by one. And then I'm going to slice their throat and let the blood drip out gradually and hang them upside down, or whatever. I don't know what they tell the people. I don't know if they give them lobotomies. I don't know if they give them drugs. I don't know if they beat them every day, but just beat them on like the soles of their feet so you can't see it. I guess that's called torture. Like, I don't know what these people have experienced that lead them to make the types of decisions that they make later. I don't know. That's what I think. I think, the people have been gone through some stuff. And when you're 17, you ain't really been through that much. You know what I mean? God is Trans, a review of a bold new exhibit in Brooklyn, shaking up the art world. So, there was this beautiful image of this pew. They had like a pew there that they had painted for people who hadn't been welcome in traditional churches or in their church, or who hadn't felt welcome in church. And they were like, this is a place for you to come. We were talking about welcome earlier. So I like the idea, and visually it was very interesting. So look at this piece. That wasn't my favorite, but that's one of the things I miss about being in New York and Brooklyn and stuff like that, exhibits. Like, look at this. I thought that was so interesting. Y'all see the prayer mat there and the pumps. Yeah, I thought that was like really interesting. And just the whole topic, like, it just seems like, I don't know, I think it's always interesting to see art. Like, I feel like some art is really like evocative and very stimulating, and like, it just causes you to be like, whoa, like why you smell me? Sometimes you see stuff and it just like makes you feel a certain way, or. And just like the ideas that people explore, it seems like in some place, you like get a convolution, a vortex of like interesting things happening, interesting thoughts happening, people bouncing off of each other. And not to say that you agree with everything, but it just seems like, wow, it's just really stimulating. So yeah, if I was in New York, I would see that exhibit in Brooklyn. It's shaking up the art world. Adidas, and they were also saying that God is not a man or a woman, and I definitely believe that. I feel like God is man, woman, and all things in between and outside and above and below. And, you know, Adidas pledges to only use recycled plastics by 2024. Mother outraged after Miami daycare puts band aid on injury that required stitches. So I guess she went to pick the child up and like, what's this? Why you got a band-aid on? And then took him to like looked at stuff, took him to the hospital, and then it's like the child had to get stitches, and the people hadn't let her know that something serious had gone on and hadn't treated it like something serious. Funny, 45's wife made the same pledge. What's the pledge? Oh, to use only recycled plastics. But billion-dollar ransom. Did Qatar pay ransom record sum? So I guess some of the royal family was like kidnapped, like 22 of them or something. I don't know why I'm so interested in Qatar because I don't even read that publication that I say I'm like here for. What is it called? Jabari News? No, what is it called? What you shaking for and looking at me? She looks so sad and pathetic. Oh, here she come. So I don't know what's up with Qatar. Um, the cameras that know if you're happy or a threat. Peace, Bella. The people said peace. Ayapo said hello. Um, so they're using facial recognition. I guess they're scanning the crowds to determine like who's happy, like and who's happy, like I'm about to bomb these people. And then I guess the computer will be like that one is dangerous right there. Qatar Airline is one of the best in the world. Oh, what's the publication that comes out of Qatar that everybody says is like some good news, is unbiased news or progressive news? That's what I was trying to think of. I usually have it at the tip of my tongue. Um, so yeah, I don't know if how the computers can tell, but and I don't even know if I trust the computer for something like that. Chicago to tell if somebody is like happy or a threat or I don't know. Chicago activist demands all footage in Harith August police shooting be released. So I guess they done the shooting happened, and then the people that are protesting, they upset. Then the police are like, okay, we gonna release the footage, but then the footage they released was edited. So the people are like, why are you giving us edited skit? Give us the full story. Don't give us like your story that you done made up where you done cut and pasted to make it look a certain way. They treat something. If you can go on an app and bring up a bunch of people who supposedly look like me using my photo, then what good is facial recognition really? Really? I don't know. Diver in Thai cave rescue says the bravest boys weren't rescued first. Oh no, he says that the bravest boys were likely rescued first. That the professionals in there decided who to bring out first. They didn't bring out the weakest or the strongest. That they probably brought out the people who they thought would be the best leaders, and who would like be like, okay, I'm going forward, I'm brave, and then that would inspire the other children to be like, okay, I'm going forward, I'm brave. And I feel like in my meditation community, that's how it is. You put the strongest meditators at the front so that when the weakest meditators open their eyes, because the weakest meditators are going to open their eyes because they're going to be like, I've been sitting here for like 6 hours, and they're going to be like, what's everybody else doing? And when they open their eyes and they look forward, all they see in front of them are the strong meditators who are being still and meditating. If you had like the loose crazy meditators in front of them, it would be contagious. It would cycle throughout the. But I remember whenever I opened my eyes in a meditation sit, all I would see were people meditating, and I'd be like, "Oh, well, I guess I better go back to meditating." You know what I mean? So, and when I serve and when I'm like sat up close to the front, I feel a real responsibility because I know that the people are looking at me when they open their eyes. Who live the furthest away were taken out first because they were under the assumption that they would be going straight home. That they were going straight home, they got to go to the hospital. Okay, I don't know about that. And I don't know. I mean, I think that the professionals decided who was coming out. So we don't know. I don't know what their theory was. They didn't know that at the time. Well, the children had been in the cave for 29 million years and they was losing oxygen. I mean, they got to go into a decompression chamber. They can't just be like, okay, boys, have a good night. Bye. Qatar Airways CEO just gave an ominous warning to those who cave to pressure from Qatar's enemies and shun the country. He gave an ominous warning. Didn't somebody just, was it Love Like the Sun? You just said Qatar Airways is the best. What makes it the best? Is it comfortable? Or is it the little red outfits that the stewardesses wear? Are they stewardesses or do they have stewards? Are their outfits red? I think I read that someplace. A reporter went undercover as a Facebook moderator and found the firm is failing to delete shocking child abuse and racism. I'm just telling you what they said on the network news. Don't hit me in the throat. It's throat with a K in the throat. So in Not News Today, Facebook is letting the racist stuff and the child porn stuff go. It's so shocking. A swift karate chop in the apocalypse. Apocalypse. Epiglotis. Hiya. I remember when I used to run youth programs and somebody had the children, it wasn't me, but somebody had the children do an assignment where they had to say, like their motto or like what their, and one of the children was like, I'm little, but I hit hard. And for years that just crap. And I would always say that. And then somebody one day is like, wow, you're really violent. You're always talking about hitting. And then I felt shame. And so I stopped saying it. Now I just notice I'm talking about punching somebody in their throat. It's like the violence is just, I don't know what to say. I'd hate to meet you on a dark street. Okay, let me keep going because it's a long time. Chrissy Teigen shuts down trolls commenting on her cleavage. I'm a nursing mom. Don't shame me. She like, shoot, I'm just trying to get together and feed the child now. And I feel like, yeah, people need to, some people, not all the people, but I guess the thing about social media is that anybody feel like they can say anything more or less. So you never know what people are going to say. Most people are respectful and have common sense and common decency, but then, you get some crazy person who say something crazy and then we talking about it. Trolls. For $260 a night, you can stay in this Boeing 727 airplane turned hotel suite perched 50 feet high in Costa Rica. Take a look inside. Costa Rica, Costa Rica, Costa Rica. People are urging boycotts and criticizing Amazon's treatment of workers on its biggest day of sales. Yeah, I'm trying not to support Amazon. I got a book off. I got This Black off of Amazon, but I don't know what I've gotten off of Amazon before that. Happy birthday to Assata Shakur, most wanted terrorist to them, but I have an idea. Why don't people start minding their own freaking business? You telling me, Ayapo, you go around and you tell the people to mind their business. You get all up in their business and tell them to mind their business. Happy birthday to Asada Shakur. Most wanted terrorist to them, but a revolutionary hero to us. It just made me think about, how perspective shapes who you look up to. Like, didn't David Duke say, didn't he said something like, uh, Donald Trump and Putin are real cool, like I really like them. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably true. Your heroes, who you look up to, is a reflection of who you are and what you value. Nicaragua security forces launch deadly raids. Police seeking man who slapped his toddler and put knife on subway train. That's coming off of the Grio. Chicago officials release edited body cam footage of Harith August's fatal encounter with police. Hey, the crazy critic. Thank you. I don't think I've met you before, but welcome on the chat. Okay. So we talked about that because when this story first hit, they were saying they released the video and the video doesn't show anything. When David picks up his children, he is putting up his dukes. So, and then I saw this thing coming off the Grio that's like, it was edited. And it's like, dang, I should have known. Lie. The lies, the lies, the lies. That's like a convolution of Underground, where the crazy critic. That's a convolution of Underground, where the guy from Empire, the gay guy from Empire, where he was like a runaway and he had hemmed up the person who he like, you sold my wife. And the person was like, I didn't sell your wife. And then the person later on was like, I sold your wife, or I sold her. And then she was on she just was huddling under the blanket. And he's like, she wasn't under a blanket. It was too hot. Lie. And then on, the Real Housewives, Candy was like, the lies. So sometimes I like to say the lie. I like to say both of them at the same time. I'm back, was driving, picking up little golden egg. Ooh, golden egg from soccer. Okay. Justice for multiracial World Cup winners. Why they need justice? What happened? Because France won and they got a whole bunch of black people on their team. Why they need justice? What happened? I don't know. I don't follow. South Africa reveals new telescope aimed at galaxies. I'm interested in the galaxies. I want to see. The gay character wasn't on Underground. There's a gay character on Empire, and the guy who plays the gay character on Empire was the escaped enslaved person who felt like, the good white people had the man, he ended up giving him stripes on his back. As crime falls nationwide, white conservative rural areas fuel a new prison boom. So crime is dropping, but the white conservative rural areas are having a boom, a prison boom, a black bodies boom. It's like business is booming for the white folks, even though crime is down. And the business that's booming is the business of locking up black bodies. That's what this article is saying, I'd imagine, from the headline. That's coming off of Atlanta Black Star, if anybody wants to read it. Racially abused German woman blocked by Facebook for Austria post. So she said something like somebody called her an Nigger. She said on Facebook what had happened. And so Facebook was like, oh, no, you're blocked. And we were just talking about how Facebook, they be selective in who they block. They be real quick to block and be mad at the black people for saying what white people said, but they don't be out blocking the white people being, wilding out and doing what they do. Okay. So she has a blog and all of the stuff where she reported it. I don't, but yeah, Germany. And she was like wearing a girdle or something. I forget what it's called, a girdle, a bingle. And she had pictures of her wearing it as a little girl. She done grew up in Germany. That's the culture she identified with. Just like some of us are like, I'm American. She's like, I'm German. And she says when she goes out sometimes to events, the people are like, it's a black woman wearing a girdle, a girdle, whatever, the traditional German outfit. And she like, I've been wearing it all my life. And they like, they get upset or whatever. Woman who hurled racial slurs at black woman on freeway in viral video gets fired. I'm sure she don't have to worry. That probably jumped her into the KKK gang, and now she's on the KKK network, and she's on a job site, and she's getting a bigger and better job. Is that what's happening? I mean, I don't know. That's just what in my head, that's what I see in my imagination. Exactly. See? McClure twins' mom, Amy Dunn, says she once hated white people in an attempt to defend husband's racist tweets. I'm not going to make any comment about her. LeBron James debuts $500 Los Angeles Lakers shorts. When they do that, it's just an audition. Right, it's an audition. $500 Los Angeles Lakers shorts, and they sell out immediately. The people are excited about LBJ. Now, I don't know how I feel about the $500 buying the $500 shorts. Aren't we supposed to be about something progressive and productive? $500 shorts? I don't know. LBJ, I might be falling out of infatuation with him. Neighbors dial 911 on Morehouse College students. Remember this? What do they call this? You're supposed to wish on it and send it away. It's a dandelion, but it's another name for it. College students, the Morehouse students were campaigning for a congressional candidate, like going door to door, trying to participate in this great American democratic experiment. And the white people, I guess they were white people. Maybe it was black people. They are called. No, they have a name. Like there's something. I don't remember. But you're supposed to wish on them. I wish the dandelions could be free and that people who need the health benefits or just the vitality of like a good wholesome food could eat the dandelions instead of all of the people killing and murdering the dandelions and then trying to grow grass and paying all of this money and spending all of this time to grow grass, which is not easy. That's what I wished. Shooting. Police released body cam footage after known it was edited. White woman calls police on black man for listening to yoga CD in his car. We talked about that. Black woman's hey waffle and chewy nanas. Black woman's clap back is shocking, right? Black woman's clap back to slut shaving reverend goes viral. McClure twins. Some of our folks will do anything, and I mean anything, to save masa. I don't know what else you said, but yeah. That's that lack of self-love and that confusion and that emotionally and socially. Damn, we be real sick, y'all. Yep, it's true. That's exactly what I was. Yeah, we work on yourself so that the vibration gets raised for all of us, and so that the people can see you healing and happy and joy filled. You know what I mean? But it's all of we is we, I and I. It's yeah. We all got work to do. So I don't know. Again, I'm not here for the shaming and the reverence. Not really here for it. I don't really know the details. You are so right. I don't really know the details. I don't know what her clapback was here for a clapback, I guess. I don't know. I don't even care about a clapback. Sometimes they are a little funny though, but I'm just saying. World Body Painting Festival. Models transformed into amazing artworks. Charleston unveils memorial plans for victims of church massacre at Mother Emanuel. I think that's Mother Emanuel Church where the 9 people were killed, assassinated. It was a public official who was killed. That's why I feel like it was an assassination. And because it was Mother Emanuel, an AME church. How podcaster, how you doing? How podcaster Genevieve Angelique gave Black Boston an online identity. It's some Haitian people in Boston, and this is Creolicious. This is the Haitian blog I follow, but I don't know who Genevieve Angelique is. But if you know, Follow her, I guess, if you're in the podcast. Check her out. She gave Boston, Black Boston an identity online. Excuse me. April Tinsley, DNA snares. Clapback is when you get a shot of penicillin and have a relapse. The clap is back. April Tinsley, DNA snares man in Indiana girl's 1988 murder. So I guess her family would be happy about that. I'm not sure why I got that. Downward spiral. So prayers out to, her and, to her family and everything. Downward spiral. Nicaragua's worsening crisis. Frozen in time inside Eritrea's embassy. So the embassy has been closed for 20 years because Eritrea and Ethiopia, they was beefing. So they just shut down the embassy. They was at war. It was a battle. And so they open it up and it's like a time capsule. It's like all and dusty stuff. And have you ever been someplace that you hadn't been in a long time and you be like, oh my gosh, it's a blast from the past? I'm just looking at how the light changes. Look how washed out I look. Do I even look like a human color? I might look gray. Yeah, my attic. Exactly. Yeah, but it's fun. Like sometimes when you go through old stuff, that's one thing I hate. I've lost a lot of my old stuff, but so I can't go back through old stuff. But in my head, I'm like, dang, I wonder what it would be like to see, the pictures the first time that I went to Jamaica and when I was wearing those big denim. I used to wear big like jeans. Like I used to buy jeans like 18 sizes too big, and then I would like roll them up at the waist, and I'd wear white t-shirts. And so when I went to Jamaica, I did cutoffs and suspenders of those same jeans until you see spiders. Okay, golden egg. You and the golden egg, be safe. So I like to see those pictures because some of them I thought at the time were like very artistic, like me not with sand behind me, but like rocks, or there was like a whole bunch of stuff that I was like, oh, this is beautiful. But I might look at it now and be like, you were so foolish, or I might look at it and be like, wow, you were brilliant. I don't know, but I can't look at them because I don't have them. Okay. Um, Uber is under U.S. investigation over gender discrimination. Yeah. Wife of Potomac star Robin Dixon makes a sassy change in her appearance, and fans love it. When I saw this picture of her, you know who she looked like to me? She looked like Eddie Murphy's Nicole, the wife, Nicole, the one who was on the TV. Who this child Robin looked like. Have y'all seen it? I saw the image. She looked like Nicole Murphy. CVS manager who called police on customer served as delegate for Trump during elections. So I guess this is the one who the black person had the coupon, and the manager was like, "I'm calling the police. How dare you come? How you? I don't know, but anyway." Color struck black man on Married at First Sight angers fans. I really don't prefer women that are darker than me. Mm, I feel bad for people like that. Like, I think it's sad that, I think it's sad that we just, so caught up in the matrix that we just caught up like that. You know what I mean? I just feel sad for them. I ain't really mad at them. I feel sad. The hell? Walmart's first black owned water brand sells out only a month after hitting shelves. Is that because they have something wrong with their supply line, or is it because the black people were just like, woo, I'm gonna give me some of this black owned water. If I can't get black owned water, I'm gonna dehydrate to death. And so they went and bought up all the black water. I don't feel bad. They're ignorant. They're an embarrassment to themselves. Ignorant to me means you don't know. Like, I feel like when people know better, they do better. Like, who doesn't want to love themselves? I hope it's the second one. Who doesn't want to love themselves? What's the water called? Let's see. Let us see. I don't like a Walmart. I don't know if I go into Walmart. Would I go into Walmart? I don't like Wally World. Let's see if we can get an image. A handful of Walmart stores in northern Florida are now home to Live Alkaline Water, the first Black-owned bottled water brand to ever hit the Supercenter shelves. Maybe it's her company. Some people know better but want to remain that way. I feel like if you truly know better, then why would you want to remain in a state of hating yourself? Like, I feel like if you truly knew better, like, not just like sometimes you can like know something like here, but like it's like when you really know it, well, how can you, if you really love yourself, how can you not love yourself? How can you be like, oh, I love myself, but today I want to hate myself? I don't know. I just feel like that's like people who don't really, really like know, like, like I know I love me. I love me. They be like, I love me. But they not really, they don't have that for surety. That's what I think. I don't know. Oh no. Oh, okay. It's the brainchild of business partners Robert McCrae and Dr. Shayla Green. They don't love themselves, so they hate themselves. You can't tell them nothing. He got the idea for the business when his great aunt revealed that the family owned a natural spring aquifer in North Carolina. It belonged to his ancestors over a century and now it's his. Oh, that episode of Queen Sugar. I hadn't seen the episode, but I saw that clip. That clip, roses are red, violets are blue. I'm schizophrenic and so am I. Did you just make that up? So I had a great aunt that came to me and said, look, stop the church service. She came in, she said, you follow me. Look down the field, she said. Your blood of your ancestors is crying out for you. You're responsible for this. And he remembered. This is the alkaline water story. After getting a taste of the fresh water himself, McCrae teamed up with Dr. Green, and the two pitched their idea for bottled water brand to several Walmart stores. The company's water is sourced from a natural spring. I wish I did. My brother told me that one a long time ago. Oh, your brother is funny. The company's is a natural spring, an aquifer, and a mineral rock bed that's situated some 800 feet below ground, but still wasn't enough to win over some buyers. After several deniers, one store in Florida finally said yes, and the rest is history. I was very excited, praising God first and foremost, Green said. McCrae said it was hard to keep his composure when he first heard the news that Walmart had agreed to carry their product. According to the station, Live Alkaline Water flew off the shelves after being in stores for only a month. It's already sold out at 3 Walmart locations, but it's available for purchase online and at other retailers across northern Florida. So, what exactly is alkaline water? Pegged is less acidic than tap or regular bottled water. Alkaline water is said to have a number of benefits, including the ability to balance the body's pH levels. Try to eat some alkaline foods. I'm just saying, try to stop eating so much sugar and stop eating so much meat. How about that? And eat more greens and more raw things. How about that? Provide powerful antioxidants and detoxify by cleansing your cells and ridding your body of toxins that slow you down. Healthy people make a healthy community. Not like that. Healthy people make a healthy community. I say eat right, drink right, and you begin to think right. Oh, I like that. Free your mind and your behind will follow. Eat right, drink right, and you begin to think right. Okay, it's probably in plastic though. But if I'm desperate, I'm a look for, what is it called? Um, it's called, what is the water called? Live alkaline. Oh, Live Alkaline Water. What about pizza? You mean is pizza alkaline? No, it is not. It's bread and cheese. Snoop Dogg accused of cheating. Woman exposes photos and videos. Now, somebody has said, no, it is healthy. Somebody had said that, somebody had said that, I think Snoop was one of these people out here talking about, how to be a good man and stuff. And somebody had already said, I think it was the other day, they were like, his behind needs to shut up talking all of that stuff, because he talk all of that stuff, but he talk the talk, but he don't walk the walk. The irony, the lies, the lies, the lies. But his wife, she says she cool. I think that's what I heard. She like, hey, as long as you talk the talk and maybe give me the money or whatever arrangement they have, she seemed to be cool with it. So who am I to be upset? The 4 food groups: pizza, hamburgers, hot dogs, and milkshakes. Ohio cops capture woman trying to evade arrest for vandalizing her neighbor's home with racist graffiti. Right, if she fine with it, why am I going to be mad with it? I don't know if she, and even if she not fine with it, I ain't in no relationship with that man. Why? I don't listen to it. I don't have really nothing to do with him. Every once in a while I see him on TV. I mean, Uber CEO on resignation of HR chief and investigation into COO. Sometimes it takes a punch in the face or a punch in the throat. Trump sides with Russia against FBI at Helsinki summit. Netflix is getting whacked after adding fewer subscribers than expected. They didn't spend more money on their programming, but they getting less subscribers, so they upset. The water does come in plastic. I just looked it up. Yeah, I figured. It's hard to find some water and glass out here on these streets. I'm just saying, it's hard. Amazon Prime memberships have more than doubled since its first members only Prime Day discounts 3 days ago. Hey, Dark Void. Russian woman charged with spying in the US. I think she offered to give somebody sex for a job too. That's what I heard. An explosion. Oh, you heard about this? An explosion from a Hawaii volcano sent a lava bomb. Now, I think this is the same volcano that's been erupting for like the last month. It sent a lava bomb through the roof of a tourist boat, injuring passengers. So you in Hawaii, you and then the lava, and then you get injured. A lava bomb. Bella looking like she don't want to get bombed. Don't hear too much about it anymore. A couple got married in New York City for under $10,000. Here's how. 10,000. You know I could do with $10,000, and it is not pay for some flowers and dress and haul and somebody else's food. I can tell you that. Oh, that's like supposed to be like a good thing, like 10,000, because in New York probably the average is like 70 or $80,000. The roof, right? The roof. Oh, you talking about the? We don't need no water. Let the burn. That's what I can do with it. Pay off my loan, right? I got a whole list of things. Julia Castone published one of the first fashion magazines for Black women. Kilauea volcano, flying lava injures 13 in Hawaii. Yeah, that's the same one that's been erupting. Let the MF burn. Burn, MFA. Burn. Nicaragua troops raid towns in South. Watch a self-driving car complete Goodwood's legendary hill climb. Who's Goodwood? It's a legendary hill climb. Legendary to who? Legion to who? I don't know. Tesla Model 3 rollover crash shows its real-world safety. Oh my gosh. Haitian Prime Minister resigns after fuel hike sparks violence, deaths. So that's in Haiti. The Prime Minister resigned, and this been a couple days ago. He like, I'm not going to, these people, So I don't know who the Americans done put in power. He just punked out. He resigned real quick. He like, I ain't going, y'all ain't going to be protesting me. Y'all ain't going to be threatening my life. Y'all ain't, I'm going to resign. So that's what happened. I don't know why. This is old news. I haven't seen anything since then. This is from Sunday. Elon Musk called a British diver from the Kai rescue a pedo guy, then deleted the tweets hours later with no explanation. I don't like him. That's the guy from Tesla, right? He seemed like he crazy or immature or dumb. Is it because of the fuel thing in Haiti? Yes, it is because of the fuel thing in Haiti, because the people are protesting. The prime minister resigns after the fuel hike sparks violence and deaths. He like, I don't want any part of it. South Africa's Die Sploot Township. My neighbor is a racist. No, my neighbor is a rapist. Whoa, I don't know what that is. Mumbai slum, Bombay Mumbai slum gets colorful makeover. South Carolina nightclub tried it. Social media fights back against whites only policy. Papa John's is pulling founder's image from its marketing as fallout continues over N-word. I wonder if America has something to do with it. Yeah, the article I read said that the prime minister was like an American appointed, American identified, an American flunky, and that that these policies that he was putting in place were in response to recommendations from the IMF and the World Bank, or one or both or whatever. That's the type of, then the people are like, you're not here for us and we're not here for you. Australian police chief apologizes. People, right, there's an agenda there, right? Apologizes to indigenous people for past wrongful actions. Y'all know how I feel about apologies. One thing I don't need is any more apologies. You can keep yours. I don't know what to do with them. They don't bring the sun back or open doors. They don't do something or get a morning paper. Didn't nobody stop doing something because of sorry? That's how I feel about sorry. You can keep it. Tennessee woman to sue dermatologist for racist Aunt Jemima jokes. So the woman then went to the dermatologist, and the dermatologist is like, you Aunt Jemima. Like me, I wear my hair wrapped in a lot of situations. So the person is like, hey, you Aunt Jemima. Apology plus bag of money, and I'll think about it. Georgia cops call on black students violent. Oh, we talked about that. Terrell Owens shades Pro Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony. His gold jacket will be mailed. They say he getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. He said, I'm not going to be there. And they said, well, we're not going to call out your name. We're just going to mail your jacket. He said, well, I'm going to give my talk at my black alma mater or whatever. But he one of these people, I don't know if he's evolved, but he had dark skin friends. He had a dark skinned female women friends. He had a dark skinned mama and auntie and stuff. But all the women that we saw him dealing with the TV on the TV were very light. I'm just saying, that's what I mean, I knew what was up with him. And I think he's also the one who his mama got pregnant by the grown man who was married, who lived across the street from her, and she was like 15 or 16. And when they had it on the Yana Fix My Life, I don't think they said anything about the fact that this grown married man had a child with a child. Like, isn't that pedophilia? We hit a Bella. We not gonna process. I mean, but that was him. He was living across the street from his daddy. He didn't even know. I think that was him. He didn't even know it was his daddy. And one day he like, oh, I like that girl across the street. And they like, son, we got to tell you, that's your sister. And he was like, oh. So he got he has some he got some challenges. You remember that? Yeah, that's T.O. I thought it was him. It was him or Ocho. I got them confused because they both had shows. Bella just sneezed a real sneeze. Yeah, that was crazy. Meghan McCain nearly pops a blood vessel while going to full battle with the View panel. She was all upset. Breaking news: Serena Williams loses the 2008 Wimbledon finals. I thought that headline was amusing because they didn't say nothing about who won. It was just like Serena Williams lost, and that's all we cared about. Now losing, I think in second place she got like 1.5 million. She needs to get off the View already. Yeah, I didn't like her when she first came on. Oh my, she get on my nerves. I don't even want to talk it. I don't even want to talk about it. Ohio woman arrested after damaging black family's license plates because cops didn't take her side. Erica Campbell stunned to hear daughter gets bullied for dark skin. So is Erica Campbell the one that we said earlier was talking to tell her husband was shocked to find out that she had been suicidal? As the only conservative on the panel, why are you always saying that about Trump supporters? Not all Trump supporters. My father has cancer. Yeah. And then Erica Campbell was saying to her daughter, "Oh, it's not like that. Oh, it's not because you're dark skinned." And her daughter is like, "Mommy, you wouldn't know because you're light skinned. Like light skin privilege." She ain't even looking at it or willing to listen to the child talk about her experience and how she feel because she light skinned. She like all of the guys like you. Guys don't like me. I mean, Opener is the latest startup to reveal plans for a personal aircraft. A personal aircraft. Martha Vineyard's bus driver fired for speeding past the black passenger and refusing to stop. They just, I, I saw that episode. Oh, of Ayanla Fix My Life. I think I saw parts of it because wasn't it like two parts? It was like I can only watch usually so much of Ayanla. Honda will use electric bikes to test whites being white, right? We use electric bikes to test swappable batteries. I guess before they could pretend like, oh, I didn't see, and like look off to the side, and now they be like, it's a black person. Brr, like, I'm not stopping. Honda will use electric bikes to test swappable batteries. Massive iceberg threatens Greenland village. No, the Campbell shows. Van Jones couldn't say enough good things about her when she was on his show. I guess he wanted her to say something. He didn't want to say something mean and make her stop crying. Meghan McCain almost her head exploded like the movie Scanners. Really? She really worked my nerves. Why is this Bollywood film on middle why this Bollywood film on middle-aged love is so unusual? You never really see middle-aged people falling in love, but middle-aged people fall in love. I love love. Yeah. So anyway, I guess that's the same in Bollywood too. The power sharing dream where women rule the world. Ghanaian boy uses cassavas to generate electricity. No, they don't. Middle-aged people don't fall in love. Paid off. TV show offers to pay off student debt. I don't like that. I feel like it's a shame that people have to feel that that people have to borrow so much money to go to school to get an education, and then to have a game show like it's a game. Oh, you're going to be the lucky one who gets your student debt paid off. I feel like it's some bunk. At what price? I feel like is the concept. I feel like it's offensive. I feel like they should take the time and energy and, revamp the society so that people can get an education reasonably and free. So no, I'm not here for paid off, a TV show, ruin their lives and embarrass them. Taxing gossip on the internet. This is about I think it's in Uganda where they have like a tax for social media and they're like, oh, we're just taxing gossip. I agree with you. Wow, do I agree with you? Did you know Callie House wanted reparations for slavery many years ago? Callie House. I don't know who she is. I think I skimmed the article, but it's been like 7 days ago. It's been so long since I was here, since we were here together. Nene Leakes photo of her drinking alkaline water sparks discussion about its health benefits. I feel like in general, like I like that the company that we talked about that was alkaline was like eat good, drink good, live good, all of this healthy lifestyle stuff. Because I feel like a lot of times I get the impression that people are like, oh, eat all this junk and then drink alkaline water and it'll make everything all right. And I don't particularly care for that, that perspective or like advancing that idea, like I'm not a fan of it. So I don't know, about Nene Leaks, but anyway. 5 boys drown in Bangladesh river after football match. Oh, must be holistic. Yeah, like the total. Yeah. So rest in peace to the children who drowned. I think they were like bathing or something and they got washed away or something. I don't even remember. and to their family and community too. Black women are suffering in silence from Arab abuse. Oh my God, I gotta go. U.S. woman, extremely sad story. Yeah. U.S. woman rescued a week after California cliff plunge. I think she fell in a car. Who abused? Um, Arab abuse. Y'all had a water called Essential. Yeah, I heard of a water called Essential. Sometimes if I'm desperate, I'll get it. I don't like it in plastic. Arab, yes, Arab or Arab. We used to say Arab in Detroit, but it's Arab. That's coming off of Atlanta Black Star. The headline is Black women are suffering in silence from Arab abuse. North Korean restaurant staff defection was forced, manager says. Rest in peace to those boys. Yeah. Is it better for you, Angela? I don't know. I think that water is something to research. Like I think that distilled water is good. She did. Her car went all the way to the bottom before she got water by taking a hose off the engine and funneling through the mountain. Oh wow. I think that distilled water is good, but distilled water usually draws out of your system, so I think you have to balance it with like mineral water or spring water. I think occasionally alkaline water is good. I think water that's stored in plastic is not really the best. I don't think anything that's stored in plastic is really like a good, thing to be ingesting. Um, they say that alkaline water does not stay alkaline for more than 24 or 72 hours, 2 or 3 days or something like that. So if it's like on the shelf in the store, I'm not sure, is it like really alkaline? Like I don't know. I don't really know enough about 300 feet down and survived. I don't really know enough about it to know, but I think that it's a good subject to research, and it's good to talk to people about. And also I think it's good research to like try with your body, try different things and see, if you can notice any difference. And you know and I always feel like there's like a hierarchy. Like, I don't generally drink tap water, but I feel like, tap water is better than no water. Water in a plastic bottle is better to me than tap water usually, although, depending on what it is in the plastic bottle, it's basically tap water anyway. Like tap water used to be good. They say some tap water is good. Now they put the fluoride or fluorine, I think the fluoride in it, which is supposed to make you docile. Man, I gotta watch my water in bottles now. Darn, LOL. Yeah. When we have a filtration system on the water tap, so I usually get my water from here, and I have like a stainless steel container for the most part that I put it in. I have a whole bunch of stainless steel containers, but my main one is 32 ounces. So usually I'm getting my water from here. I don't, sometimes if I do out, I try to get it out of a glass bottle. But hey, information man show, how are you? But I feel like it's the whole, like I feel like drink water, whatever you do, however, whatever it is, that's better than not drinking water. But keep trying to like research and learn more and pay attention to your body and elevate what you're drinking and how you're dealing with it. It's hard to stay away from plastic. It is hard to stay away from plastic. It is like, it's something. It is really something. And then things that I used to reliably be able to get out of plastic, like I like a sparkling mineral water. I mean out of glass. And now a lot of stores carry it in plastic. They don't carry it in glass anymore. Um Driver loses her job after yelling the N-word. Everything seems to be wrapped in plastic. And some things seem to be wrapped in plastic twice or three times. But I like my blender bottle. Right. See, now I have a glass blender, but you can't get those little cute portable things. But what I did learn is that a mason jar, basically, like I think it's the white one of them. No, it's not even the white mouth. I think it's the regular one. It screws onto the size of the blender. Now the problem is that those blade is not really like the safest thing. Why would you want to blend glass? I want to blend in glass instead of in plastic, Mr. Comedian. Um, yeah, but it's a it's that plastic. Why isn't wrapped in plastic? Oh, white. What isn't wrapped? What isn't wrapped in plastic? Right. I can get some honey in glass jars. I try to get my pasta sauces in glass. I try to get everything that I can in glass jars, but it's hard. And then a lot of the other stuff is in plastic, double wrapped in plastic, like we said. It's intense. Driver loses her job after yelling the N-word in explosive road rage confrontation that went viral. She the one probably that had the rage. It was probably just her going off and being crazy. Rolls-Royce is the latest to develop a flying taxi. So these are like the personal what do we say? Aircrafts that we were talking about. Y'all, the Cardinal is back. The Cardinal is back. White CVS manager hashtag coupon Carl calls cops on black customer. Y'all know we going back now because we ain't talked in a long time. So I know all this stuff is old for you. And we talked about it already as it's evolved. Northwestern professor encourages black women to internationally date outside. Oh, to intentionally date outside their race. Road rage, racist at it again. Right. Angry Chicago crowd confronts police after fatal shooting of black man. So this is the one where they finally released the tape, and then we found out that the tape was edited. Yeah. Jared Kushner's real estate company is getting sued for relentless construction that forced hundreds of tenants out of their homes. I mean, these people, they just not nice people. They do a whole bunch of like just whatever it takes. They don't care. So they probably had a construction people come at 9:30 at night and then work a night shift, pounding and banging and harassing the people so that they'll get out of the place so I can make more money, because money is the most important thing to them, I think. I don't know if that's how it went down, but that's how I imagine. That's the kind of person I imagine that he is. 9 countries that are relatively easy for Americans to move to. Can y'all see Bella shaking? Why use body cams or dash cams if they're going to mess with the footage anyway? Oh, it's a dog coming down the street. Y'all see her shaking? Right. I don't know why they use them. And then the people turn them off and then they don't get punished for turning them off. Like, you heard about the guy who called the cops. Yeah, I heard about the guy who called the cops. Homie, don't play that. Y'all see that big old dog? Oh, it's not that big. It's only about 50 pounds. Bella can take her. Take it. Yeah, I don't even know what the point is of the body cams. I feel like it's just a way to funnel money to the body cam companies, because they turn the stuff on, they turn it off when they about to do their criminality, they turn it back on, they edit the skit. I mean, it's just a way for somebody to make money. Here's how Russia's bots and trolls are testing the waters before the midterm election, including placing the blame on the US. Dogs be beefing. Right, except for that the dogs are not beefing. It's only Bella. You notice that the other dog was not barking back because the other dog don't care. Well, all right, Bella, you ain't playing that today, huh? And then she over here looking all weird. She like, one ear is up. Oh, shoot. Okay. She looking at the camera like, you almost dropped that on me. Now she giving it the side eye. Yvette Nicole Brown taking over as host of Talking Dead. She's a temporary host. I didn't even know she was into the Talking Dead. I don't quite know who she is, but she's one of those comedians. She's black. Nintendo Lab contest champions include a solar accordion and teapots. So you got to use the Nintendo to make stuff, and they made a solar accordion and teapots. By staying on the job, Poland's top judge fights the right-wing government. I think this is where we are. Yep. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I've been through I've been through my news feed. So the only question that I have for you is Habaragani. And also, the other only question that I have for you is what's new and good and exciting in your life, in your family, in your community? Drop it in the comments. And the other question that I have for you is what are you looking forward to? What are you excited about? Drop it in the comments. So it's the time is winding down. I swear your skin be glowing, Angela. I got on makeup today. So I can't even, I was gonna say something, but I don't have on a full face. You still recording? Um, cook. Okay. So that's what I got. Drop it in the comments. Don't be shy. If you came in late, once it's uploaded, you can loop back and check out what you missed. Thank you. You can check out what you missed. Your scarf is cute, Angela. I know I love the fringe. I love a head wrap. I done pulled this thing. I've been fussing with this almost the whole thing. Okay, so drop that in the comments. It's on purpose that we are all here together. I'm really appreciative and grateful for you being here, and thank you for hanging in with me during this difficult time, because you know it's a lot going on, not challenging time to keep up with the channel and all of that, but just bear with me. I know that I'm owing some things, and I am going to catch up. I am. Believe that. Um but it's intentional. It's on in divine order that we are all here together, and I really appreciate you being here, whether it's live or virtually. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the subscriptions, the comments, the shares. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and all of the other wonderful things that you do, because you're a wonderful person. Thanks for the live stream. This is the time when we winding down, we getting ready to go. You don't have to leave YouTube. You don't even have to leave the channel Be Fabulous You. You can go, like, just play around and explore and see what else is on here that you might want to see. You don't have to leave YouTube. You don't have to leave the channel. But I am about to leave, so you're gonna have to get out of here. Oh my goodness, girl! I think I started reading the wrong novel. Are we supposed to be reading Kendrick or Wild Seed? And we're gonna do it chapter by chapter. Wild Seed. Wild Seed. Peace, brothers and sisters. Peace, brothers and sisters. So as you go out into the world and you share your fabulousness, your wonderfulness, and remember that you are the greatest. You are the number one stunner. You are the best. Wild Seed. We're doing a book club. We're going to do Wild Seed one chapter at a time.
Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you.
Who you gonna be if you ain't you? Who we gonna be if we ain't we?
Who you gonna be
if you ain't you?
Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you.
Peace. Bella got up. She like, we've been in this car for 18 million hours. I'm ready to go. I know, especially when I was I was trying to, like, that's like that deep jam that people don't understand. See, people understand being on rhythm, but they don't understand, how hard it is to, like, all of that. Bye, Dark Void. Bye, Love Like the Sun. Goodbye, Ayapo. Goodbye, Information Man. Goodbye to Lisa Ray. I can't remember who else was on the chat. And everyone who was on the chat. Goodbye, Waffle and Chewy Nanas. Goodbye, Vondi Gaming. Go and look at these channels and subscribe. Goodbye, Dark Void. I think I already said goodbye. Goodbye. All right, peace. 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 Bye.